Getting low views is super frustrating. I know what I'm talking about. My last two videos got 0 views. And this could actually be the biggest advantage that you could ever think was possible. Let me explain exactly what I mean by that. You see, when you first start your YouTube channel, you're not getting tens of thousands of views, you're not getting millions of views, you're not even getting hundreds of views. But the fact that this is happening is actually a blessing in disguise. And there's 5 reasons for that. The very first reason is that you have the freedom of experiment. You see, when you're getting thousands of views, or hundreds of views even, on every single video, you're kind of stuck in a niche. You have your editing style, you have your talking style, you have your video style that's into place. And that means that you can't really change a ton of different things. But when you get a few, like 10 views or 5 views or whatever it may be, you can actually experiment. You can change your niche, you can change the style of video, you can experiment different things, and that actually ends up being the thing that's going to get you the traction that you need in order to start getting those views. But first, you want to find out what your style is, what you like to talking to or talking about on camera, and how you like to spread your message. Is it a raw message like this, or is it something that you want to edit, that you want to be cinematic about? All of these things can work, but it's not for everybody. Every single style is not for everybody. And I know some styles are just not for me, but other styles are. And I like the raw style of just taking your camera, or my phone in this case, and just talking to you guys, because that's something that I just like to talk about, and that's the way I like to spread my message. The second reason is you can learn skills without pressure. There's If you start getting hundreds of views, thousands of views, millions of views, you have the pressure to have a good video. Every single time you put out a good video, then you just have pressure. That's just a fact. That's something that's going to happen. But if you're not getting a ton of views, it can change, because you can experiment, as I said, and you can learn the skills of talking to a camera, being more natural on camera, expressing your message how you want to express your message, and learning how to edit, learning how to improve different things in your video, your hook, your thumbnail, without a lot of pressure, because people just aren't watching your videos. And that's a good thing, because you can just experiment, and that's the way you're going to improve. And then eventually you'll be getting those hundreds, thousands, or maybe even millions of views, which you don't even need in order to make like a living online. The next thing is you can build a community in your comments. Now, when you're getting 2 or 3 views, you're probably not going to get comments unless your content is super engaging, which I hope this content is. But whenever there's a message, you can build your tribe. There's people that are maybe further along on the road than you are, and maybe there's some people that are ahead of you. And you can just exchange in the comments and just build a community of people that are on the same mission or that support each other. Every single time I get a message on this channel, whether it's something that tells me, or a comment that tells me I should do this or that better, which is good, or it's someone that's just telling me you're on the right track or you're doing well or something, because as I said in my last video, I have some doubts. Like, this is just something that happens. So when you have the community that helps you, that encourages you, or whatever it may be, just leaves a comment, whatever the comment is, it's engagement, and it just helps. So if you leave a comment, thank you so much. And this is just something that is super helpful when you're first starting out and you don't have a big channel and you don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, it's just going to be super helpful to have that. The next point is you don't have to try and fit in. There's so many channels out there that are just trying to fit in, but you can just be yourself. If you're someone that's super goofy on camera, be super goofy. If you're someone that's super serious, be super serious, but you don't have to be fitting in and trying to emulate the big channels out there, because you're not a big channel and you can find your own voice that way. And I'm not going to drag this on too long, but finding your own voice is something that's super important and can be something that's going to differentiate you from all the other creators that maybe have millions of views, but if you try to do the same content as them, it just isn't going to work. The next point is you can tell your story. And I've talked about my story. I talk about my story from time to time. How I ended up being up on here. How I quit my job in order to become a full-time content creator, even though I'm not making an income at all from this. And it's just something that is a great way to just express yourself, tell your story, and just build a connection with the people who are watching your videos. Maybe they want to go on the same track as you. Maybe they are on the same track as you. Maybe some of you are building your channels right now and are wondering what it's like for other people. Are you the only one that's struggling to grow? No, you're not. I struggle as well. And I know that a lot of other people are, because a lot of channels are just blowing up overnight, but these are the ones you see. Most channels are not blowing up overnight. So let me know in the comments, by the way, if any of this, like, what's your favorite point of this, and do you think that view of not getting a lot of views on your videos is actually a blessing in disguise? With that said, thank you so much for watching until this point of the video, because it really does help. And YouTube thinks that you should watch that video or that video, whichever side it is. So watch that video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.